Hey, everybody, halftime in South Texas, the Kings and the Spurs, and it is 69-59. The Kings, no Victor Wembanyama tonight. Then Zach Collins gets tossed. I mean, the Kings right now, they're scoring way too easily for me to see them losing this game. They're just scoring whenever they want, pretty much.
Yeah, the only way I see him losing this game, Grant, well, remind you, they got to the free throw line 17 times in the first half. That's a big number. But if they fall in love with the three in the second half, they're losing the battle in the paint right now. That would be the only route with Collins out, as you mentioned.
I just don't see the Spurs after what I saw last night from San Antonio, where the Bulls went in there and just pancaked them. They were scoring at will. I think even though it's the second night of it back to back, the Kings cannot afford to lose any more ground. I think they'll be fine. And, DeMar DeRozan, Sabonis, really the starters. This was a good first half for Sacramento. It's kind of weird because both teams had double-digit leads, but the Kings are controlling this game right now.
Well, they did it with the offensive rebounds for the Spurs there in the first quarter. That's what changed the game for them. But then it got to the Kings' pace, and that's where we're at now with the 10-point.
All right, I'm going to bring in Jerry, and we talk with Jerry Reynolds. Jerry, Kings taking advantage of no Victor Wembanyama. Collins out. Offense is clicking tonight. They're getting good shots. They're making their shots all in all pretty good, yes?
Yeah, offense. There's no problem. The space definitely making shots. It's really a defense. And the only thing I can see really is the Kings really are not doing anything to force turnovers. I mean, the Spurs are playing every bit as comfortable as the Kings are. They're just not quite being as efficient. So that concerns me. I mean, I think the Kings can get 125 or 130 in this game, but at some point we need some stops, to make the Spurs a little bit uncomfortable.
Jerry, in what world does a strong side defender, especially Champagnie, who's shooting the three ball so well, leave him when the ball's coming towards you?
Only in a world where you want to see a guy shoot open threes and make, especially that's been making them and has made tough shots. Yeah, why? I don't know why you would leave him under any circumstances, honestly. I mean, especially in today's game, the corner threes in particular, it's like, well, why worry about helping on somebody on a two when you're leaving a high percentage three? And because there's no guarantee you're actually going to help anyway.
Yeah. It sure is nice when you can see the Kings making some threes like they are tonight. A much better percentage at 41%. As Reynolds said, free throw shooting really good. 17 attempts, you made 16. And, you're getting production from the bench here in the first half too, which is nice because that does not happen on most nights for this team.
Yeah, no, really, Herter's really has come in and provided. It's great to see Keon Ellis get some run. So yeah, the bench, the bench is doing what you need from the bench. And of course, everything looks good, which is scary when you're on the road. I don't care who you're playing. Everything looks so good. You just want to say, well, they're going to get this one. And they should. Obviously they got a Spurs team without their best player. So, but just guard a little bit. Don't leave those 3-pointers in the corner. Ryan, how about that?
Yeah, I love that, Jerry. Yeah, and I would add on top of that, this game has Domantas Sabonis written all over it. Feed the beast in the second half. You got nobody right now that can guard him. It's going to get you into the penalty and get you 17 more free throws in the second half.
Yeah, I think what'll happen, I don't know that he'll get a lot more shots, but he's going to get a lot more attention. And so there's going to be some, the Kings are going to get some nice open threes in the corner, I think, because of the attention. They'll have to focus on him. You're going to see them leave shooters in order to help on Sabonis.
Good point.
Well, you're talking about a Spurs team that already doesn't have Wembanyama, and then you see what happens to Collins, and this Spurs team now is thin. They played last night also. I got to believe that this is going to be a big second half for Sacramento. Tristan, we appreciate the Super Chat donation. Thank you very much, and we accept your compliment. We enjoy doing these shows for you, and we enjoy doing them a lot more when the beam is lit, which is hoping going to happen in 24 minutes of action here in the second half.
Yeah, we need some beam. I need a little dose of beam. I'm telling you.
Jerry, I was about to send you down to the G1C to see if that thing still works, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to find out. The battery may be getting low down there.
Yeah, no question. The nice thing about tonight, if you can win this game, you've got the Jazz next. And even though there are no automatic W's in the NBA, it gives you a great opportunity then to be one game away from getting to 500. And, you can't that is such an important mark. You've got to get back to 500 and then hopefully get on a run, get a break like you're getting tonight with no Victor Wembanyama, and take advantage of it because, I keep looking at the West and I'm looking at the teams like Minnesota now. They're starting to play better. They've won 3 in a row since losing to Sacramento. Even the Warriors, I was very surprised they beat the Rockets last night without Steph and without Draymond. That's very impressive.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, they'd been really on a slide. And it looks like maybe they'll get straightened out a little bit. I don't know how good they'll be, but still, it does. There's no question that Dallas has kind of got their ship righted. Oklahoma City, Minnesota's on that way. So the Kings got to do the same. That's really all there is to it. I mean, just start winning games. That's all.
And here's the other.
The Lakers are in Atlanta tonight, and they're winning by a point, late third.
I was just going to say, here's the other thing. The Kings discovered Isaac Jones this season because they had to play him due to injuries. Games like this, let your Orlando Robinsons get it to a spot where they can get some run because who knows when Mike Brown's going to need to lean on them. Orlando's gotten some minutes here. Get the young guys some looks.
Yeah, I like that thought. I mean, because if Orlando could give you something, that really does make your bench something. You just don't know yet. You'd like to find out. I mean, with Isaac Jones, I think we found out. I mean, he's a guy you can put in a game most nights is going to give you something, a lot of energy and effort. And so that's what you need. And you need another big body to prove they can play.
What do you see for the Kings here as the number one key in the second half, other than scoring more points than the other team? I mean, seriously, what do you think? Is it just do more of the same? I know you told us the one thing you'd like to see them do a little bit better, and that's defense. But what do you see as the number one key here in this second half, Jerry?
Well, up till just 30 seconds or so into the half, the Spurs had 17 assists and 5 turnovers. Well, that tells you they're not playing under any pressure. And so the Kings, what we need to see in the second half is about 10 turnovers and 10 assists from them. And if that's the case, that's telling you that it's a lot harder for them to operate. And really, that's all it is. Just make it difficult for them to get good shots.
It's a great point, Jerry. The only thing that I would add, Grant, is I want to see them stick to somebody when the shot goes up. You can't give up offensive rebounds. And in some ways, it's going to be harder this half to do that because you don't have a lot of bigs on the floor for San Antonio, which means long rebounds.
Yeah. All right. I got the Kings winning this one tonight. I think they're going to win one. I think they're going to win by a big number. I think they're also going to score a lot in this second half. So I'm going to say they're going to get 135 on a board. I'm going to go 135 to 117.
I think the score. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ryan. Because I want to make sure that I'm more right than you are. So you go ahead.
It's not gonna happen anyways, Jerry. I think the scoring slows a little bit for the Kings, but I do think it's a blowout as well. It'll tighten up a tiny bit in the third quarter. I'm going to say Sacramento 126, San Antonio 111.
I got 127, 118. Your Sacramento Kings, and that margin may actually be much wider, but may close at the end. So I'm looking for a nice, comfortable second half.
Yeah, I'm looking at what the Spurs did last night defensively, which was non-existent. I mean, it goes without saying they're a completely different team without Wembanyama on the floor, although they have won a few games this year without Victor, and I'm not sure how. But, boy, what a difference when you don't have to worry about him as a coaching staff going, okay, how are we going to defend him? How are we going to deal with him? Because I don't really know if you can come up with a legitimate game plan for Wembanyama when he's on his game. I don't know what you could do.
Well, I think you're just really at his mercy if he's going to shoot a lot of threes and is not making them. You can't keep him from shooting them. And there's games when he just will settle for too many of them and not make them. So he's still, I mean, as great as talent as he is, he's still kind of learning his way, I think.
I think he kills the pace too. If you're wanting to push the pace, because San Antonio goes so much slower with Wemby on the court.
Yeah,
Very good point.
They definitely
do.
about every possession make sure he touches it. That's a great point.
Yeah. Well, again, we all think this will be a night where you light the beam. Hopefully, you can get out of Texas with a win. And listen, if you look at this 3-game stretch, if I told you before the Houston, at Memphis, at San Antonio game that the Kings would go 2-1, all of us would have taken that. And that's where you're at right now if you can win this second half.
Yeah, they're just a couple of games where I think below what any of us had hoped they'd be.
Yeah.
I mean those they can be made up, but you got to win games, and that's all there is to it. And but as you said, in the Memphis game last night, I mean they really had a great chance to win that, and just didn't make shots. I mean, it was really came down to just simply missed a whole lot of easy shots, and you deserve to lose if you can't make any open shots.
Yeah, it's a make it or miss it league. That's the one thing, Jerry, I learned from you. You were able to get that into my brain on a nightly basis. It took a while, but it finally registered. Is a make or miss league. You make shots, you normally win. You miss shots, you normally lose. It's quite a concept, huh?
Yeah, it's never been about the shooting. It's been about the hitting. That's the
key. Jerry would always try to analyze the heck out of these games. And, he came up to me once, he goes, I'm just going to tell people, hey, the keys to the game, they always ask Jerry for the keys to the game. Yeah, make your shots. That's the key to the game. Make your shots. That's it.
Yeah, light that scoreboard up. It'll take care of itself.
Jerry, have yourself a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Can't wait, guys.
Right.
Take care.
Thanks, Jerry.
Bye-bye. And Ryan, we'll be on a post-game show. I think we're going to have some good news tonight. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, hopefully we get that beam behind us. We haven't had that for a couple of nights. Be nice to have it back.
I mean, no Wembanyama and no Collins. If you can't beat the Spurs without these guys, then you got some major problems. Can you imagine if we have to talk about a loss on this post-game show? Oh, my God.
The last time you said that, we did. So, no, I don't want to imagine.
All right. We'll see you in about an hour. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.